What's up? You got Candyman here with Sugar Bets. Got it going live. We got UFC fight night tomorrow night. Gonna bring Sweetie in here in a minute. Let me get my. Let me get the mic right. Let's get the mic right. Okay. Be giving away free candy tonight. Find my sound. Oh, we good. We good. Turn the mic up. Let's just get Sweetie in here when we can. There he is. What up, Ian?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Wonderful. Trying to get a cool background like you.
Nobody can ever be as cool as me.
Let's see what this does. Just gonna click buttons till something happens.
Coolest mofo alive. My mom said so.
Well, it's not gonna work.
Oh, I
Next
blame
time.
you. I blame you.
Next week, we'll get it. What are we talking about? What's going on? How are you? How's the UFC? How'd you do last week?
Buddy.
You do.
Oh shit, man. We were 8-1. 8-1.
You were 8-1. I think I was 9-0.
Oh, yeah, you were. I did go against you in the one fight. So tonight we're just gonna talk about the main card for tomorrow. So let's start at the bottom. Share my screen. Do this the right way this time. There we go. All right, we got in Jokuani. How'd I do?
You know, not bad actually.
Jokuani and Durev. Durev.
Oh, yeah.
I did worse on the easy name.
It's a good thing you're not a commentator.
No. Yeah, that is a good thing for everybody.
That would be a fun stream though. Just commentate the fights.
I feel like just practice. Yeah, so both are relatively experienced fighters. I know Njokuani is coming from Bellator. So what do you know about this fight? They both lost last.
They did. Jokulani's been kind of like bouncing around different promotions, not even just Bellator. In that time, I know he has a lot of power. Obviously, look at that man. He is a frightening man. I think he's got 14 knockouts. What's his record? 22 and 8. Yeah, I think 14 of those are by knockout. Quick knockout too. A lot of his knockouts come early in fights, like round 1, early round 2. Duraev, I remember we watched him against who was it? Buckley, the other very scary man.
Oh, right.
And that was kind of like watching Duraev just kind of chase Buckley around that fight.
Right.
So this is going to be one of those ones that's like Jokulani is going to either get an early knockout or as time goes on, Duraev is going to wrestle him down and wear him out and probably win by decision. My pick, if I had to choose, I'm probably going to bet. I'm probably going to bet on Jokulani getting that early knockout.
All right, let's take a look where we can get that. So Jokuani at Caesar's money line is -155, which probably don't want to lay that much. So let me take a look just where what he's at. So I see by KO or disqualification. That's randoms. +105. Where's just straight up? That's plus 105 at Caesars. Actually, it's plus 120. So you can get him by KO plus 120 at DraftKings. I'm gonna put a penny on that. I'm gonna put 2 units on that. That's a nice one. Plus 120. Jokuani by KO. I don't know. As long as that's over 48% probability, it's a good bet. Bet
Yeah.
on it.
It's one of those 50-50s to me. Like I said, early knockout or Duraev. I mean, you can just tell the way he looks. He's a wrestler, and just his body shape. He's a guy
So
that
I'm gonna
wants
take
right now.
Jokuani by KO. DraftKings plus 120, and then I'm gonna sprinkle a little on him by KO in the first round. Just based on everything you're saying there. All right. Let's see. Next fight, we've got Manel Cape and Alejandro Perez. Perez lost quickly in his last fight, which was a title fight. He's had a bunch of cancellations in the last year or so, so he's kind of got his career on the line in the UFC this weekend.
Well, Perez losing quick, I think, is pretty key because he's a good striker. He's pretty good at everything. But I think going up against Manel, yeah, this name is going to throw me off too. Cape. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. We're going to
We'll
call
go
him
Cape.
Cape. It sounds cool.
I need a cape. I need a cape. Shit, Candyman cape.
Candyman.
Future thinking. Great idea, sweet Ian.
Yeah, definitely if Cape gets the win, you should honor him by getting a cape.
Absolutely. Get a
So
candy cape.
Perez losing early is key because Cape, for all of the things he's good at and not good at, his style is just very interesting. He's a pressure. I would describe him as like a pressure counter striker. A lot of guys who want to walk forward, they want to walk forward with strikes, but he's going to walk forward. He likes to pressure people and then wait for the person to throw at him, to which then he'll counter while walking forward. Perez losing early again is important because he has shown that early in fights to a pressure fighter, he can get overwhelmed. So to me, Cape is another one who's potentially a good pick for an early finish if he deploys that particular strategy of just walking early, pressuring, maybe getting a takedown and either ground and pound or choking him out. So that's what I'm going to go. I mean, this is one that I would probably watch live and do a live bet. If it gets out of the first round or into the late in the second round, I'm probably looking at Perez. But if you want to make the bet now,
You
I'd
think
go
by decision in that case, Perez?
Yeah. I don't see Perez getting a finish here. I could be wrong, of course. I just don't see it happening. I think what's more likely is if Cape does what Cape does, he's gonna pressure early, overwhelm Perez, possibly
Get that KO. Yeah, he's a pretty big favorite, Cape. Bigger than Njokuani was. Again, I don't know. It sounds like it's probably more 50-50, and I'm not willing to lay the minus 175. But let me see what we can get. Method, Cape by KO is plus 180 at Caesars. Just check DraftKings. Plus 165. So I'm going to take that at Caesars, actually, at plus 180. So Cape by KO at Caesars. That's our bet. My bet. My candy bet. Sweet sugar. There's a reason I didn't go on American Idol ever, but I'm gonna sing here because it's my fucking stream. So suck it. Get in there, Face ID. Can you get through the pits? I can get through the pits. All right, come on, log in. Goddamn Caesars. You make a deposit. Deposit on my account, Caesars. Forgot that was we'll have to do that later. But sorry for yelling. But yeah, Cape by KO plus 180 at Caesars. All right, moving on. Sweet Ian's got some sort of, I don't know, camping trip or something this weekend somewhere. So we got to get him out of here. I got some shit to do too. I got college basketball to watch actually because I'm looking at it now. I got San Diego State. They were a big underdog. I took them to beat Alabama. Down by 4 in the second half right now. 11 minutes left, so I gotta go watch that.
Oh, also
So
one starts 10 minutes ago.
what did?
One?
Oh shit! Yeah, it's, on Amazon. So we got one. Don't forget WWE SmackDown also just started 10 minutes ago. And if they ever let us bet on WWE, which they might in Colorado or and Michigan, woo, settle up. We're gonna bet the shit out of wrestling. Tell you what.
I can't find any betting for one.
I bet in Asia, I bet has it. Not kidding.
Is that a
I'll
thing?
look for it. All right. Let's move because nobody wants to hear us babble about what we can't do. Let's see. We got next. Oh shite. We refresh. That
This
happens
isn't
because we
Congress.
huh?
So this isn't Congress.
What's in Congress?
No, this isn't Congress. Nobody wants to hear us babble about what we can't
Oh,
do.
oh, I thought you were saying it's in Congress. Like we can bet on one in Congress. That'd be great. Pelosi taking bets?
She's
Nasty.
fighting tonight.
She's Elizabeth Warren. She'd probably hate this idea. Can we just bet? Like, I don't understand. Just bet. Let us bet. Wrestling's weird though. It is scripted. Although you can bet on the Oscars. Anyway, ramble. All right. Macy Barber and Andrea Lee. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, that
What
one's a little bit easier. I would
uh,
say Lee is probably correct.
oh, 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 Lee. I can't do it. All right. Macy Barber Lee. Macy Barber is a huge favorite. Only 24 years old, nicknamed the Future. So it's tough to not see her winning. But how do you feel this fight might go? Because again, the favorite's so big. Maybe put her in a parlay because we're so sure. I have in my notes actually. The pick is Macy by domination. So go ahead, sweetie. And why don't you tell us a little more about how this fight might go?
Yeah, I mean, domination, probably. Lee, if that's how you pronounce it, Lee's obviously, well, not obviously, she's incredibly technical with her kickboxing. So if this is a fight that Barber handles poorly and wants to just stay and trade and strike, which I cannot imagine is going to be her game plan, but if she does that, it's possibly Lee's fight. However, this is, I think, a fight where we're going to see Barber's growth and her fight IQ start to improve, or at least see the improvement of that fight IQ. So I think what she'll want to do, and what she'll probably do, is not stand and trade, go for the takedown. I've watched Macy Barber land some ground and pound where she's just like head to toe covered in blood after the fact. It's gross, but kind of cool.
Yeah.
So she's got the ground and pound. She's got the submission game. All she needs to do is not be stupid. I think this is Barber's fight to lose. Lee could catch her. Lee's a good striker. Lee, I don't think, has the takedown defense to keep Barber off of her.
Definitely got the reach, so it would make some sense that Barber would want to go in for the takedown. So it's a tough one to bet just because she's such a heavy favorite. So let me take a look back. DraftKings. I'm just curious again what the do you think, I guess, what are the odds there's just a KO at all? Sometimes a fight like this, like you said, Lee might catch Barber, and if we think Barber might just dominate, I don't know. Do you think this goes to the distance? Because now I'm starting to think that might be the bet.
I think distance makes sense. Yeah. I mean, especially if Barber's just going to try to neutralize Lee's kickboxing with, against the
Not,
cage or, on the
yeah.
ground or something like that. The only thing I could
Unlike,
see is like, again, Barber fighting like an idiot, which I don't expect. Or Lee catching Barber coming in for a takedown. But I think what's more likely to happen is Lee throws her kicks, as she will do. Barber will catch them. Barber will take them down and just
yeah.
ground and pound for.
I think I'm just, I'm listening. Don't worry. I'm a good listener. Okay. I talk more, but I listen sometimes. So I was listening. And as you're talking, I think I found the bet that I like most, which is Barber by decision, minus 110. Because fight to go the distance, yes, is like minus 225. Yeah, at DraftKings. And Barber is herself minus 260 at DraftKings. So, I mean, multiply those together. I'd actually have to do the math. I'm not going to do the math right now, but I don't know. Feels like minus 110 to get Barber by decision's a pretty good bet. I'm gonna put that down.
We'll take that.
Yeah. Let's pop two units on that one. I actually ended up putting 3 earlier on Njokuani. I don't know. I just like that bet.
I just like that name.
It's a great name. Is it Chitty or Shitty?
Chitty. Chitty, bang, bang. That's it. I think that's
Shitty Njoku. Actually, that's why, because David Njoku in the NFL is why I kind of figured out Njokuani here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clutch. Not a short stretch.
Clutch. All right.
Chitty Bang Bang. That's like his. I mean, his name's Chitty, but Chitty Bang.
Yeah.
Bang.
Okay. Chitty. Yeah. Chitty Bang Bang.
Because
decent opportunity for Chitty Bam Bam there. I'm sure Bam Bam's probably taken though.
Bam Bam Tuivasa.
All right, let's move on. Nate Landwehr and Austin Lingo. I like the Lingo. Tell me about the Lingo. It's a featherweight matchup. Both are known for thrilling fights. You can see Lingo's 9-1. Landwehr's 16-4. This just the sheer look of them, just here, like, this dude just looks like he lives in the gym, and this guy looks like he just came out of the casino bathroom. But you know,
I think what you're seeing there is Landwehr cuts more weight.
Okay, that can make sense. I'm sure both would kick my ass, so I'm not gonna say much more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Enjoy that we measure the leg reach. That's important.
They got like reach. So it doesn't matter. Reach is weird because it's like it says he has a 2-inch reach advantage, but it's like that's like both arms. Like they measure it both arms out, so it's actually like 1 inch because it's divided into. Which is
it's a pro tip right there on UFC. They're adding
reach is also arms. Not super critical most of the time, especially if you get kicked. Like it's MMA. I mean, you take a guy to the ground, reach doesn't matter. Throw a kick, reach doesn't matter.
I feel like sometimes that could be a disadvantage on the ground.
It can be. Yeah, it definitely can be. All right. So the way that I look at this, Landwehr is someone who's been around a little bit longer. I think he's fought better competition. I think he's more athletic, as you kind of accidentally called out. I think he's just a better all-around fighter. The problem is he gets reckless and he gets wild. Like you said, like they're both known for thrilling fights, but for different reasons. Landwehr is just going to go in and be an absolute crazy man and try to just like destroy the other person. Lingo, for his part, is a little bit more of a technical striker, and I don't mean that in a flashy way. I just mean like he's very down the middle with all his punches and hands high, just doing what he should be doing from a fundamental level. Mm-hmm. So I think on paper I'm going to lean Landwehr probably by decision because he doesn't get knocked out. He's got a chin. Okay. The only caveat to that is he does throw wild. Lingo throws very down the pipe, and Landwehr is susceptible to that with the style of fight that he brings. So Lingo stays calm, does his thing, stays fundamental. He's going to catch Landwehr, but I don't think it's going to be enough to actually like knock him out. Might stun him once or twice, but I think Landwehr is just going to come back and probably overwhelm and just be the crazy person he is.
Interesting. What's interesting is I'm looking at the odds on DraftKings, and Landwehr's technically Landwehr by KO is the favorite method of this fight, but it's plus 150, and then to go the distance is plus 130. So at least DraftKings kind of sees this as more likely as a Landwehr knockout, which is interesting. Guys, let me just get your opinion on why you think that might be the case.
Landwehr's got knockouts. He's knocked people out. Lingo is a bit less proven.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
Yeah. I mean, Landry is just a little bit less proven. It's a good step up for him, I think.
Mm.
But again, I mean, if he sticks to his fundamentals, he should make it through, and that's kind of why I like Landry by decision. And Landry, again, for his part, I don't see for as
Hitting.
hard as Lingo hits and as good as his striking is, I just don't expect Landwehr to get knocked out from that.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I like to do a little mini math, but we can at least figure out where's my implied probability. I love to put these in and just kind of see. So just for fun, just for the people out there. So like if you want at DraftKings, like it's not likely, just to put a probability to it, which helps. So DraftKings has Lingo by KO at plus 350, which would imply a 22%. So you have to think it's at least 22% likely that Lingo gets a KO, and just the way you're talking sounds like you would put it more at like 5% or 10%. So
15,
15.
maybe. Yeah. I mean, if I had to put a number to it, 10, 15%.
Yeah, so
It's not
that's sort of
It's just
it's a good way to orient yourself to if you think something's like it's not really about what you think is going to happen. Like that's part of it. It's what we handicap first, but you still have to part of the handicap is put a probability to what you think is going to happen, because if you're not getting paid out, I'm going to say this over and over week after week after week, but if you're not getting paid out at the right probability or at the right odds that match the probability you've assigned, you're going to lose no matter what. It's just like playing blackjack or slots at a casino, because the problem is if you're not getting paid out enough, your wins don't cover your losses. Quite simply, you can be right often enough, but if you're not over like 57%, you're just not going to out. You're not going to beat the vig. You're not going to beat the house edge that's built in, because DraftKings doesn't actually think this is 22% probability. In fact, I have no way to calculate it because I don't have the other side of what they would set the odds at. Like, what are Austin Lingo to not win by KO? I have no idea. I'd have to, like, I guess, multiply everything else up. We are building an app at Sugar Bets right now. That's a good idea, actually. How to take alt lines and build. Notes, taking notes, good ideas. That's for Kevin, the fact checker, to figure out how to build that in. But anyway, I think I like just, again, I've just talked myself around in circles, but going back to it, Landwehr and Lingo, I think I like the fight to go the distance at plus 130. That feels more than 50-50,
that'd
right?
be
Like,
mistake anyway.
so if we think more than a 43% chance, then plus 130, yes, to go the distance, like that bet. I'm gonna do that. Bet it. Bet it. And always bet early. These lines are gonna move, right? Like, by tomorrow. Usually, people flood in the sports books closer to events. It's true of every single sport there is. So I just like betting the day before, 2 days before, as early as possible, because you'll always get the best price. Price means payout for probability. Hooray! Hooray! Free candy. I need like a confetti machine or something in here and like smoke and shit. Make this horse go. I was asked earlier if we could do the Kentucky Derby, and I was like, who bets horses anymore? Like, it's all about hats. It's just about the hats at the Derby, the Derby. Uh,
It'd be worth, with that in mind, it'd be worth maybe for the next stream looking ahead to fights that have been announced, like months out.
what?
I
What?
think if there's anything there.
Good hats?
No, well, yes, but
I need more
I
hats.
mean the lines go up as soon as fights are announced, and there's fights announced into August already.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That might be a little bit early. Might want a little more information. But you can. I've done it. I remember. I bet that one Olivieri fight like 3 months in advance before, and then the lines didn't move in my favor. So shit. Sometimes that happens. It always sucks.
Oh,
So
we've got a visitor here.
we got who that? Oh, that's the lion known as Murphy. Honestly, he'd probably be the most popular cat on this stream. Sure ain't me.
It's all the hair.
He does have gorgeous hair. So, all right, let's move on. We got Holly Holm, who is fighting strong. She's 41 years old, still fighting. She famously took down Ronda Rousey in 2015 originally, but kind of, I don't know, hasn't really made a name for herself after that. And Ronda Rousey is literally in WWE now, so she's completely fallen off the map. And it's kind of funny to think about how Rousey was like, "Oh my God, a woman can fight," and look at this, she's so dominant. And then Holly Holm like whooped her ass, and now it's like, holy shit, yeah, a lot of women can fight, and you guys actually sucked. It's kind of how it's gone. I forget who came after Holm though, in that kind of succession that like whooped the shit out of her, and then was like, "This is like how we do it."
Nunes, pretty sure, right?
That is right. And then you ended up with Nunes Pena, and then now we've got Barber.
Well, it
Real,
was
real
also,
fighter.
yeah, Chris Cyborg. That's like her actual name, Chris Cyborg, and Nunes beat them both, and it was a big shock. And now Cyborg's in Bellator, and Rousey's in WWE.
Do we know when Nunes is fighting again?
No, so this division they're in is just like super. It's just a weak division.
Yeah.
So like if Nunes is going to fight, it's going to be defend her belt at the other weight class. Actually,
Yeah.
what is this? I can't remember. What are they fighting at?
Who?
This is bantamweight. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
bantamweight's
bantam.
kind of, yeah. There's just not really much there. There's not a lot of talent there.
Mm.
Which leads me into saying what I'm going to say about this fight. I don't know. I'm not super stoked on it. Holm, yeah, she did. She has like one career highlight in Rousey. Ever since then, she's been fighting sloppy, kind of boring brawls that just aren't that fun to watch. She wins and loses by sloppy decision a lot of the time. I think that's probably what we're going to see here. Kunitskaya is she too, like she'll win by decision, but every time she loses by like knockout. Or Santos. She used to be Kunitskaya. She married
Yeah,
yeah, the guy,
that happens.
middleweight or light heavyweight guy.
What happens?
Thiago Santos. She married that guy, and now she's Santos. Anyway,
Good fighter.
yeah, fun fact. She used to be Kunitskaya. Yeah, I mean, she's a good striker. I think that it's going to be a fight where Holly Holm just kind of runs away, keeps her distance. She's got super long legs, super long reach. She's just going to try to keep Santos away, grind out an ugly win by decision, maybe get another title shot, which I don't know how many she's had now. 3. She keeps losing them. I'm just not super stoked on this fight. I think it's going to be kind of boring, but she's a draw for the bantamweight division. She might be the only draw for the bantamweight division. So
Yeah,
that's why they're co-main. So if I had to pick, I would probably say Holm, just by 3 rounds of getting it done.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at DraftKings over here, and there's nothing. Like Holmes not like way too big of a favorite. -240. She's -245 on DraftKings. Like her by decisions -120. I guess that would be the bet. I'm not taking that though.
Yeah, I
Like
think the only way Santos wins is if she just lands some takedowns. But even for Holm, for all the things she isn't, she does have pretty good takedown defense. She's long, she's tall for the division, so
yeah.
hard to
Do
take
you
down.
think is she trying to like? You always wonder sometimes. It'd be a weird time at night and fight to do it, but just if she might retire.
If she wins, I don't think she will, because if she wins, she's probably in line for another title shot. Santos too, and that's kind of the problem. It's a shallow division. If Santos wins, she might be either next in line or one fight away from a title shot herself.
Decent motivation. I guess. I mean, it's funny because like we always say, these fights are like just in general principle, the fights are more 50-50 than not. I mean, obviously there's favorites and some fighters are better than others. We obviously pick winners, but I feel like if you want it, Santos might be the bet on a fight like this where it's just really could go more either way, and it's +200. I don't know. I'm just gonna stay away from it though. That's my move. I'm bet I will not bet it.
I'm gonna stay away from it too, to the point where I might even just like go do something else.
I'm gonna bet on cricket.
And come back just in time for this fight because it's actually going to be a really good one.
Beauteous. All right, yeah. Marlon Vera looks like a man I really, really just. I'm not even sure I want to meet this person.
By all accounts, he's just like the coolest dude ever.
I'm sure he is. He just looks terrifying.
Look up like Marlon Vera's like just his look over the years. It's changed so often. Like he used to have like I don't know, it's crazy. If you just see like pictures, there's like 10 pictures of like himself over the years, and he just looks like a different person completely in every single one of them.
Interesting. I'll
Different
do that
hairstyles, different beard styles, different tattoos somehow.
right after this. I'll go make a flip book.
Do it. It'll be
Well,
fun.
that'll
All right.
be Friday craft night with sugar bets and Candyman. Making fucking flip books of Marlon Vera's haircuts. All right. All right. So yeah, another bantamweight matchup. Both very exciting fighters. So it should be a really good fight to watch.
Yeah, I'm glad this one, like of all the fights, this one's 5 rounds, obviously, because it's main event. It's a good fight to have for 5 rounds. I would imagine Vera is the favorite. Maybe. I don't actually know.
Nope.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I think we know. Yeah. No, Sandhagen's best price is -160 at Caesars. But no, you can get Vera plus 140 at MGM.
That's why I like this. I try to go into this not knowing who the favorite is so that you can tell me. That way I'm not like, oh, I like this guy because he's an underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Vera's won in a lot of different ways. He has 8 KOs, 8 submissions, 4 decision wins. Never been finished. Sandhagen has a lot of creative strikes. He's awkward. He's flashy. He's got some good knockouts to his name, but the knockouts he has are, with the exception of the last one, are guys that I think it was like the last 3 big wins he has. Those fighters are now like 2-13 over their last 15. So you can make an argument that like Corey Sandhagen's path to the top 5 has been lined with people who just were past their prime or just who weren't as good as we thought. Vera, on the other hand, I think he's the only bantamweight with at least 3 wins over the top 10 guys in the division. So I think he's a little bit more tested. I think he's harder to finish. He kicks guys in the face really well. Not that I'm expecting that to happen here, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think something that's being overlooked is Vera's submissions. He's got pretty good submissions, and I don't know what the line is on that, but he's more known for being a guy who wants to stand and trade and just throw down and brawl. But I don't know that Sandhagen is the guy to do that with. It'll be a good fight if they do. It'll be very entertaining if they do. I'm kind of leaning Vera. Whatever the best line is, honestly, like it's worth a shot. Sandhagen can win, but I think he's going to win by points if he does.
Okay. I mean, just overall, just the way you're talking, we obviously like Vera just at MGM plus 140. Then I'm gonna go in and take a look. Not saying he's going to win. Let's just pop her into our implied probability. So we're given or MGM's given. Well, we're getting paid as if Vera has a 41% probability. Our handicap certainly puts it at least 50% and maybe 51% because we think it's much more likely. So if you do it the reverse way, if just for example, let's say we put it at 51. I'm sorry, I just got a notification that San Diego State is beating Alabama, and I need that because yesterday pissed me off because I was perfect yesterday until UCLA put that up against Gonzaga. Lindsay, if you're watching, I don't care. I hate Gonzaga. I already bet against them against UConn. So mad. Fucked up my perfect night. Pardon my French. No free candy for anybody after that. I was so mad. Just because it screwed up my perfect night. I still was fine. It was like 17% ROI the night. Just, perfect nights. It's like ruining a perfect bracket. All right, where do I go? All right, VERA by submission. VERA by decisions plus 600. Interesting. I kind of like VERA by KO or submission. That's plus 225.
That's what I just put down.
The finish, that's what did you bet that?
KO or submission, I just locked that one in, yeah.
Yeah, VERA, let's see where we can get. I mean, it's what's funny is sometimes you'll look and like, all right, so MGM has the best odds on the money line, but Princeton won too. Amazing. Should have taken that one. It's like one of those things. Like there was like a TikTok going around of like the Princeton basketball players doing their math homework, and people were like, "This is crazy." Blah blah blah. Like they're not focused. Like I don't know. They hit this far. Also, they go to Princeton. They probably do math homework in their sleep. They probably wanted to do it. Probably assigned it to themselves.
It's kind of like what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I love math homework. I mean, I assign shit to myself all the time. Math's great. That wasn't a dig, by the way. If somebody thought that sounded like a dig, no, I'm literally doing math on the stream. I am not digging in math. Yeah, so if you're up by submission, plus 650 at DraftKings, plus 650 at MGM. That is a sneaky play because that's just such a nice payout. So I'm gonna sprinkle. I'm gonna kind of stagger some bets across VERA by submission and VERA by finish. It's him by decision is just unlikely, and then SANDHAGEN by decision is plus 100. So for whatever reason you want to disagree with Sweetie, and I don't recommend it. Like I did last week, and it's the one bet I lost was just going the other way. So it doesn't usually work out for my wallet to bet against Ian. So if you want to, I still don't recommend it because SANDHAGEN by decision plus 100 and -1. Like you got to lay a lot to bet that. So I don't know. All right, we're gonna stick with VERA by all kinds of ways. VERA, if you want just simply to win, plus 140 at MGM is great. You can see too how the books like Bet Rivers, which they're all over the place on different sports, but they're down to plus 133. So that's why you need multiple books and just make sure you shop around. Yeah, so I don't know if I know you had a run tonight, so we only were going to do the main card. But if you had any other picks or anything else you like while I'm here, you got the Candyman for at least another 22 minutes available to you. And if anyone's watching, literally, if anybody's watching, feel free to throw something in the comments. Any questions? Jess, Lindsay, fact checker, Kevin the fact checker. How are we doing that? KFC, Kevin the fact checker.
Kevin the fact checker.
Well, Kevin the fact checker.
Go.
He's like he's across town. Yeah. If you got any other, if you want to see like, if you're curious, let's do it this way. If you any fights you're interested in and want to handicap before you see the odds, so I don't taint you with my. I want to see your. I mean, you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Hey, there's a guy. We got a watcher. We got lots of numbers according to Ronald Sears. Too many? Ronald Sears, too many numbers? Not enough numbers? I don't know.
What's up, Ron?
Anybody like pudding? We haven't seen, just Google Ron DeSantis pudding. And you will not be disappointed. We got our own Ron. All right, perfect. All right, moving on. All right, so yeah, let's not taint Ian with my God, damn it. I'm gonna taint up all day.
Am I gonna get like an FCC fine in the mail or something like that?
You know, I don't know the laws on that. I thought the internet was free reign. Like we can commit all kinds of felonies right now if we wanted to. We're gambling. Shit, that was illegal like 2 years ago for some fucking reason.
It's illegal in half the country.
I thought you said Cleveland for a second there. I was like, Cleveland.
Illegal.
Grover, Cleveland. All right, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
Who else is fighting? I kind of just looked at the main card.
Prelims. We got this guy.
Peterson's never gonna get knocked out.
Peter ever in his life?
I've seen that dude take so many beatings and just, like,
Well,
continue forward. I've, like, watched him just march forward covered in blood.
I mean,
I
look
don't
at
know if
his.
he's gonna win. They actually have the odds up right there. I don't know if he's gonna win, but I know he's not going down by finish.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I mean, yeah, yeah. He is the favorite, minus 155. How does he usually win? Oh, interesting. He's kind of all over. Very even fighter. Kind of. And Lucas Alexander's
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
not, like not very good.
he
He
loses a
just does a
lot.
good job. I also like I saw the one below it. I like Trevin Giles in that one.
Like Giles. Let's
Yeah.
see if we can get him plus odds anywhere.
He's relevant because we were talking about Delize last week at the pay-per-view, and I think Delize is the last guy to, or Giles is the last guy to have beaten Delize. Ever since then, Delize has been on a tear.
Yeah, I am your candy. Someone said this was I thought this was the candy vlog. I am your candy baby. If you want to review me, feel free. Feel free. Sorry, all right. Let's go see if we can find Giles. Sorry. It's really hard to like try to make bets and do math when people are spamming the comments with baloney and nonsense and ice cream. The best you can get Giles or
There's ice cream.
Giles is minus 108. So I mean, if you want, it's kind of like it's 50-50. Just like the odds aren't great. You would hope in a fight like you're describing, you could find plus odds somewhere. But the books have that one pretty well set, it looks like. Actually,
What about like
technically,
method? What do they got there? I mean, Giles probably is going to be a decision fighter in this one.
yeah. I'd have to look at let's take a look. Go to DraftKings for it. They're kind of meh. They tend to be the farthest off, I find. Like you just get often the best odds there. So they've
Yeah.
become my kind of go-to book. But
And what I'm seeing here, the odds look right, pretty even on the Giles fight. Vergara, yeah, those odds look good.
yeah.
Um,
Any thoughts on the last one? I love close fights.
yeah,
Because
that one I'm actually not super familiar with.
yeah, I try to stay away from things we don't know. Sometimes I will like you
Yeah,
were saying though.
early prelims on a fight night. Those are guys that are just like making their way through the ranks.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I am convinced, this is just me, my personal opinion and my own conspiracy. I personally think that not like WWE, not like literally scripted, but I'm just convinced that like whether it's like psycho like uh psychological with the refs or something or the judges, but I just am convinced that nights have these like themes where there's either lots of submissions or lots of KOs or lots of decisions, or like the ref wants to get the hell out of there, or he doesn't, or something like that. And it's just
Well,
like I'll live bet on nights where where that feeling like comes to me, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think Herb Dean wants to get out of here tonight, guys. So like these subs are going to be like called quick.
Think about where that comes from, though, is like you're about to go into a fist fight with somebody, and the guy before you just knocked the guy out. You're going to go out there and try to do the same thing and do it better because there's $50,000 bonuses on the line.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a really good overall point to make about betting UFC is when you're watching. Actually, can you explain that a little bit more? Because there are fight night bonuses, so like it does go into expand on that because I do think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's performance bonuses. So there's fight of the night, which is just like the most exciting, entertaining back and forth fight or closest fight or whatever it is. And then there's okay again. And then there's performance bonuses, which is like
Ass duster.
yeah. Then there's performance bonuses, which is exactly what it sounds like. A guy gets a really good knockout, really good submission, whatever it is, just highlight reel finish. They're liable to get a performance bonus from Uncle Dana White for performing well. So a lot of times when you have guys getting early, finishes, whatever method it is, the guys after that, they know about it. A lot of times they see it unless they're warming up, like if they're the next fight, they'll see it and then they'll go out and try to do better so that they get 50,000 extra dollars. So the themes you're talking about is like, I mean, of course, everybody wants to go out and get a knockout or a submission and stuff like that. They also get win bonuses. They get paid a certain amount to show up and take the fight, and they get paid, extra to win the fight. Um, but yeah, the themes you're talking about are just guys wanting to do it better than the guys who fought, a few minutes before them.
Makes a lot of sense. So sometimes when I don't know the fighters, like you're saying in the prelims, but you'll see them walking out, I'll like listen to how it is. It can be intuitive, and also I just might have a gambling problem, so sometimes I can't help it. But try to throw $1.50 on some random dude walking out shirtless when he looks buff enough. I'm like, yeah, I like that guy. This ref seems to be calling shit early. Sounds right to me. Let's do it. Just
Here's another one.
I can't recommend
that's also
that.
worth talking about too, because if you're just watching the fights and like watching the dudes walk out and you're like, yo, that guy looks like he's in better shape, I want to bet on him. Sometimes that's true, but most of the time the case is that guy looks more shredded because he cut more weight. He might be a little bit more depleted. The guy who's walking around with a little bit of flab on him, who just looks like a normal regular dude. He looks that way because he didn't deplete himself to cut weight. He's fighting probably closer to his natural weight, so he's got potentially more energy in the tank.
You said really short guy who either gets KO'd or not, or KOs everybody, and his belly like hangs to the floor, and then he does like backflip somehow.
Is he a heavyweight? Is it Barnett?
What is it?
Barnett, the heavyweight?
It's got to be, yeah.
You like get like a spinning heel kick knockout and then did a front flip to celebrate.
Yep, there he is. Pull him up. This guy.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, he's nuts. That's terrifying.
I mean, heavyweight's so weird because you got guys that look like that who are in incredibly good shape. They're incredibly good athletes. But then you got guys like Francis Ngannou, who's no longer in the UFC, unfortunately, but he's like the most terrifying human being to exist.
Cameroonian mixed mode.
Yeah. You're like that, and then you get the other guy and they weigh the same amount.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like DK Metcalf and Hunter Renfro.
Yep.
Standing next to each other. Like, how are these people in the same league? At least what's funny is those two people actually have to play on the same field. At least there's some weight class here. Which again, man, what those old UFCs. Woo wee. Man, that was crazy. Yeah, there's not much else we like here then, I guess, really, that much. So I gotta check in on my San Diego State real quick. What's if you don't mind, Ian, got maybe a few more minutes. If we got another pay-per-view coming up, what, next week, I think?
No, I think it's a few weeks away.
Couple weeks away. That's a shame. Anything like any UFC events around on the East Coast? We were talking about trying to get to one. Represent Sugar Bets in person and probably get kicked out of an event, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But anything on the East
April
Coast?
8th is the next one. I think that one's in New Jersey. That's the Adesanya Pereira one. That would be fun.
In New Jersey?
I think. Or maybe.
Let's find out. Let's go. Order UFC 287. They're already selling it. That's great. I don't want to order it. Get out of here. I want to go to it. April 8th is in Miami.
Miami, that's right. Yeah, the only one on the East Coast, or at least Northeast, that I know is somewhere in New Jersey.
Okay. Then you got a fight night in Kansas City, Missouri. Shout out. I know he doesn't live there, but our boy Joe is a big Chiefs fan. Doesn't live there, but then yeah, just back to the Apex. This is what's coming up in the next bit. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. The Adesanya Pereira fights should be ooh, that's a neat background.
Yeah,
that goes well with the candy. That goes well with Sugar Bets. I like that. That's some candy right there. Oh, we're gonna give out...
just put our faces on it for the streams.
Absolutely gonna do that.
Photoshop like years of like I'll be Adesanya. That's fine.
You'll be out. Where are you gonna be?
You can be Pereira. I'll be Adesanya.
Oh,
just Photoshop our faces onto that for the.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm 100% gonna do that. Yeah, this is gonna be fun in Miami too. I'm gonna go to Miami one of these days. I like the sun. Pink, nice. We're gonna give a lot of free candy out for that. got to make at least $80. My goal every pay-per-view is to make sure you make at least enough to pay for the pay-per-view, obviously, or to go to a bar that has one.
Definitely did that last weekend.
Did you ever hear about I think we can stop sharing over here. How do I do that? Yeah, it's just back to us.
Chiefs, Adesanya will lose. You think so?
Me?
No, Joe.
Oh.
In the chat.
Who? Oh, I didn't even see the chat. We got Joe. Chiefs. Man.
I kind of feel Adesanya on that one. I think they split it. I think they ended up splitting the series.
VERA, it's so hard to tell. Izzy is Adesanya. What? Sorry. Yeah. I was saying Adesanya is, he's so hard to get a read on his I want to say his mood. His mood, like his motivation, his mood. Yeah, my sense is always like the other guy is like more motivated, but then Izzy just comes in like a Zen master and just is just like and just can like pluck a fucking fly out of the sky. And it's just unbeatable.
A scary guy though. He's a very scary man.
He is. And Izzy's been KO'd before. I've seen it.
Is he?
Yeah.
By Pereira twice.
I've seen it.
Once was a little bit more convincing than the other one.
I mean, if you go to sleep, you go to sleep.
Well, I don't know that he really did the last time out. The first time he did, he got kicked in the head and just went stiff as a board. That was in a kickboxing match, though.
Yeah,
no. Like this one's going to be a game of adjustments. I think Adesanya can make more adjustments than Pereira, but that's April 8th. We'll talk about that one before then. It's interesting that it's in Miami because Masvidal's on that card and he's from Miami. He's probably going to get ragdolled by Gilbert Burns. But
I remember Masvidal, right? Last I remember him was in one of the least impressive showings I feel like I've ever seen in UFC. And then didn't he like 3 weeks later try to fight Colby Covington on like the street corner somewhere?
Yeah, he like jumped Colby. So allegedly. I mean,
I think that was on video.
Said that he did, but then had to go to court for it and said that he didn't.
God, I really don't like. And who is it, right? But now Colby, that dude is always making. When was the last time he fought? When's he fighting again? Does nobody want to fight him because was it Bilal Muhammad was just like, just said he wouldn't fight him, right?
No, he wants to fight him.
Oh, he wants to fight him.
No, Leon Edwards, who he just
said he won't fight. That's right.
He didn't want to fight Colby because Colby hasn't fought recently and doesn't deserve the shot, which I kind of agree with. I think Edwards probably should take that fight because it's a bigger draw. But nobody likes Colby.
No, I think you said it before that him and his team are actually like into WWE and like try to cultivate a somewhat of that like wrestler persona. And he seems to make more noise than fight. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. Like it's been a long time. Like he did well against Usman twice, even though he ended up getting knocked out by Usman. But I don't know. I just like it's been a few years since I've seen him like do anything convincing of like, yeah, you're good enough to deserve a title shot. Whereas Muhammad has recently dominated. I think he's probably, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think Edwards proved that he's probably going to beat everybody.
You matter, Ian. You matter to me.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your weekend, everybody. I'm getting feedback in the chat and just various sources from people who are watching that we should need to do some content that's not live that explains some of the numbers that we're talking about. So I'm gonna make some videos probably in the next few weeks that it actually explains what the shit I'm talking about with all this math. I forget that I've done this for a while and I just kind of know it, and so we'll try to teach so we can everybody make everybody smarter. My goal is to piss off the sports books so much that they actually give us proper odds. If we all band together and we bet smart, somebody's going to have to offer good odds to get our business. And it's kind of the goal at Sugar Bets. So. All right, guys. I'll be live tweeting the event tomorrow. big college basketball stuff coming up this weekend too. So just follow. March Madness. We're down to 16 or 8 this weekend. I forget. I got to go check on San Diego State though. They better win. I swear to God, if somebody in California could help me beat anybody else, that'd be great. Goddamn UCLA. All right, I'm gonna go lament and eat a Snickers bar. Enjoy your candy, folks. Peace.